Right now, there are about 22,000 adults behind bars in Wisconsin. But two groups say the state can cut down on the prison population by making an investment in prevention. News 8's Jenna Traum takes a closer look. Jenna?
Mark, two groups partnered together to do the research. One is Wisdom, a Wisconsin network of 145 religious congregations that work on issues of social justice. They teamed up with Human Impact Partners, a nonprofit that researches how public policy affects public well-being. They're recommending the state spend nearly $100 million to treat offenders' addictions and mental health issues instead of just locking them up.
Mario Street remembers sleeping in the streets, strung out on drugs. He was arrested more than 70 times and spent years of his life behind bars.
It didn't do anything. What it did was it sat me down to sit around a bunch of people that were thinking the same way I was thinking, and I was learning from them how to do it better when I got out.
It's a cycle he says was finally broken with drug court and justice sanctions, which counsels offenders and administers drug tests.
They pretty much pushed me to find that new way of life, pushed me to find that new circle of people to be around or go back to jail.
Now, as the owner of Impact Records, he's pushing dreams instead of drugs.
Understanding we not living, not loving, but just existing. Downshifting, persistently poisoning souls with addiction.
And now new research claims that if Wisconsin spent $95 million a year on treatment programs, like the ones that helped Street and other supportive services, the state could decrease prison admissions by 40%, decrease jail admissions by 10%, and prevent more than 1,000 crimes over 5 years. Jane Claycamp is the manager of La Crosse County Chemical Health and Justice Sanctions, which sees about 550 people a month, but gets zero funding from the state. And she says the program is anything but a get-out-of-jail-free card.
There are some people who would say that being on justice sanctions is actually more difficult in some ways because they have to provide for themselves, they have to do a lot of drug and alcohol testing. If we want people to be productive in the community, we have to have them practice skills in the community.
A community that Street says he didn't know he could fully be a part of until justice sanctions showed him how.
I didn't realize that the crime, the drugs, and all that, I didn't realize that that community was only this big inside of a huge community. That I didn't see that, you know, and a lot of people don't see that.
The $95 million figure Wisdom and Human Impact Partners are suggesting might sound like a lot, but the groups argue it will actually save money in the long run. They say it's 4 times more expensive to put someone behind bars for a year than to put them through one of those alternative treatment programs.
All right, thank you, Jenna. And as many as 70% of Wisconsin inmates have a substance abuse addiction.